Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chaotic Entertainment. I'm your host, Dan, and this is a series I've been absolutely dying to make. In Rimworld, there's a mod known as the Mousekin mod. It adds a race of adorable mousefolk to the game who have their own culture, traits, and pretty much their own version of literally everything. Crafting stations, backstories, you name it, they've got it. So today, I'm building a new colony of little mouse bastards with a singular goal: build the most fantastic tavern this world has ever seen. Mousekin can make cheese, beer, coffee, and all sorts of other goodies. It only makes sense that if the tall folk are going to visit our base, we make a buck by serving them what they need: a nice cold ale and treats made out of guinea pig droppings. And, to make things more interesting, I've locked this world down into the medieval ages. The Medieval Overhaul mod and another mod are working in tandem to make sure the Dark Ages never get bright. I've also got the Hospitality mod installed to help me really sell the whole Tavern experience. I'll be streaming this playthrough on Twitch every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to tune in and say hi. We start out by landing in some flat area full of grass and random battlefield debris. I'm in charge of 8 plucky little mouseketeers here to build and operate the cutest tavern this side of the rim. Each one is good at some task or another, except for medicine, because for some reason I forgot to take a doctor again. Also, sorry about the Twitch chat in the corner, I'm not good at streaming yet. Anyway, these folks were mostly named by my viewers. A huge thanks for the names, guys, especially to Poppy for this one. This one in particular. I already hate you, Cassandra, and I just loaded in. I can tell you're going to be a great target for my outbursts of profanity and verbal abuse. Welcome aboard. Starting out, the very first thing I need is to build a pen for my giant guinea pigs, and then something that I can vaguely describe as a house for my mice. It's home-shaped, at least. It doesn't have a roof, and it looks like a medieval warehouse, but hey, it's technically indoors. Now I just gotta finish roofing off this area so I can drag everything inside so it doesn't get ruined. Cassandra, build. You're gonna have a very sleepless night here. I'm very sorry about this. It's just that I need this stuff not sitting out in, hell. There you go, buddy. Make her work harder. Yeah. You also need to build a flower garden for your mice or they will get upset. Whatever, I'll live with it. My biggest challenge was going to be iron. For some reason, none of it spawned in with me. It's not the end of the world if I don't have any, but it is an inconvenience. Fortunately, I was surrounded by ancient historical artifacts that are really just archaeological loot piñatas. And I was going to find some iron, damn it, no matter how many burial places I had to desecrate. So, I got none. None. Not a single piece of iron. Not a one. Well, that's going to be a problem because I can't build shit without iron. One thing at a time. It's fine. I've got other priorities right now. Especially since every time I looked in my storage, a couple dozen new ulcers are forming in my stomach. If nothing else, I could focus my efforts into studying things I can build. So I decided to start researching storage before I murdered somebody and then myself. Mind you, apparently this isn't completely fucking terrible. This could be a lot worse, and you know what? You don't gotta take my word for it. The Rodmani, a traveling band of mice vagrants, asked if they could come take a nap in my closet. They looked at this and they said, yes, I do want to lay my soft, fleshy body down on that grassy floor that's absolutely filled with insects and plague particles. That's sad. And pathetic. Go away. So, after several minutes of trying to figure out where I could get some iron, a thought occurred to me. Well, 2 thoughts, really. 1, I have a search button I can press at any time to help me find things. And 2, I'm not very intelligent. But that's a problem for another time. Right now, this knuckle-dragging YouTuber has to focus on hauling his iron into his house so he can make things and/or stuff. Like this beautiful dining setup that doesn't use iron. But ignore that, look how beautiful this is. That's some fine, fancy dining right there. And a dining table needs chairs, as does my research bench. I'm gonna build a place for my mice to sit down and do their homework. Well, I'm not going to. Cassandra's going to. Right, Cassandra? Now, something I often mention whenever I use this mod is that there are these flying insectoid creatures called death stingers. Death stingers are a lot like a yeast infection. You never expect them, they're probably not going to kill you, and they make your life annoying and inconvenient. The only difference is your mom probably doesn't have death stingers 11 months out of the year. So, upon seeing Poppy wandering close to their hive, I decided to nip that problem in the bud ASAP. Poppy, going out making trouble. Azalea, stop being stupid. Did you not learn from me scolding the penguin mouse? Oh my god, you two are terrible. Oh my god, you two are terrible. Oh, hey, you landed the shot. Oh, is he coming back? Nope, he's dead. I mean, if they're just gonna leave this place unattended. With the flighty little fuckers purged, I decided to evict their kin, their offspring, and repossess their property. Welcome to the Chaotic Tavern HOA, you buggy little bastards. This is what happens if you're late on your protection payments by even a minute. So, we were a few days deep into our run when I made a very interesting discovery. This mod has received a lot of updates since I last played it, and truthfully, I've kind of forgotten how things work. Namely, I wasn't aware that Sunday service is now mandatory. Otherwise, my mice get angry. Lovely. I mean, I was going to build one at some point anyways, this isn't that much of a hindrance, I'm just mad that they told me I need it. Now I don't even want to build it. Yeah, I'm fucking petty, what are you gonna do about it? Thanks to the fact my colonists are a bunch of dirt farmers who live in houses made of straw and twigs, I hadn't been raided by any major threats yet. Which meant I'd lived long enough to name my colony. Since I had a decent amount of viewers, I thought it would be fun to toss the challenge to chat. Whoever dropped any donation first, even a single bit, got to name my faction. This place was going to be the Chaotic Tavern, but my people needed a moniker. Well, as it turns out, Greg here is a cult leader apparently. And he's got his own realm. Thanks, Furfang. Appreciate ya, bro. You know who else I appreciate? The environment. It provides me with all of this lumber that I can clear cut without replanting it. It gives me all of this grass that I can strip from the earth. Why? So I can struggle to build my crappy little church. I'm trying to use as much of the Mousekin stuff as possible, and if that means I need to do a little casual eco-terrorism, then by Mouse Jesus, that's what I'm gonna do. And while I'm doing that, Cassandra's gonna keep being a disappointment. Yeah, that's fine. We have all the resources in the world, you mousy-wousy whittle waste of biomass, by all means. Waste more of them with your ineptitude. Now, I have a reveal I've been keeping close to my chest. If you're in my Discord, I've mentioned and hinted at it a bit. I said during my last Mousekin series that the creator of this mod and I had been talking about adding a reference to my channel in the mod. And now, I finally get to talk about it. This is one of my references in the game. A Clockwork game that's based on the worst fucking board game ever made. Why? Because I suggested it and I thought it was funny. But unlike Mousetrap, it's actually fun. In fact, some might even say it's filled with chaotic entertainment. Okay, you can kill me now. Go ahead. Wait, no. I see. Behold, a midlife crisis. A middle-aged man with a pickaxe here to fight 8 alien freaks. He's got a face mask, no shirt, and 2 pairs of pants. And he is clearly out of fucks to give. And he brought home some celebratory bread for us. You know, to celebrate us going through both of his pants to get up in that bakery. Alright, well, let's fuck this guy up. I almost forgot to say up. That would have been revealing. Get him, Greg! You guys gonna... Come on. Come on. Get his bread. Alright, are you part of any group I can be friends with? I don't think you are. You are not. Thanks for the bread and the pickaxe, my dude. Unfortunately for you, you don't belong to anyone I care about, so, you're gonna bleed out next to my guinea pigs. Have fun with that. I love his stats, but sadly, he was born tall and tailless. We can't let his foul kind in here. The most I can do is use him to farm some free medical experience, then some free shooting experience. Honestly, he should be grateful for the opportunity to contribute. I'm just gonna throw him in this big ol' hole I've dug. Silly humans with your bare skin and long limbs and absurd cultures. Why can't you be more like the Mousekin? I mean, look at this! Das and Wisteria are a loving couple now. Let's see what wonderful thing was said to seal the deal between these two. By describing her as a beautiful skin. A beautiful skin. Dan Zasinki. What does that mean? You explain to me right this second what you mean by that. Are you more or less telling her that she's gonna make a very attractive fleshlight? You lovebirds have fun down there, okay? Just gonna move on from that. We started fixing up the workshop. It's a pile of shit, but not for long. Soon it'll be a pile of crap. And that's like marginally better. Having storage is going to make a major difference. I love the furniture in this mod. I gush about it in every single series I use it in, but God, I don't care. Look at this. Look how beautiful the medieval furniture is. And the Mousekin stuff looks right at home with it too. This colony is going to be so damn pretty when it's done. Speaking of which, my church isn't finished. We ran into some complications. Anyways, I need to make a church, and I can't because I don't have gold. But that's not as much of a problem as one might think, because I have this little golden knife I can smelt. Cassandra, get back in there. I need to hurry up. Church is soon. I've missed a few church services now, and it's becoming a problem. My mice are handling it okay for now, but if they don't get a nice chapel to pray at, they might revert back to their filthy pagan ways, and we can't have that. I have a church. Now I need a priest. I've got the facility. I don't have the staff. Layoffs and budget cuts kicked us right in our little mousy man marbles, and now we don't have a spiritual leader among our ranks. This is the part of the run where my inability to plan ahead in games like this really starts to bite me in the ass. Like, genuinely, I'm surrounded by water, mud, and fertile soil. 3 things I don't want to build my house on top of. So when I started to build up places for my mice to sleep, I had to get a bit, creative with my room designs. This might be the ugliest bedroom I have ever set up in this game. Like, ever. I don't think I've ever done worse than this. I'm not fully convinced the raiders aren't here just to save the world from having to look at this clusterfuck within another clusterfuck, for example. Things are going pretty good. I'm pretty happy, all things considered. My colony looks tragic, and I'm being raided by the humans again, from multiple angles. Oh, and the humans have actual gear. That's cute. That's fine. I'm being raided by Cliff and Deke, which sounds kind of like a porn. You're 13 years old. What are you wearing? I shouldn't ask a 13-year-old that. 2-foot knights with actual gear are at my doorstep. Beautiful. On the one hand, it's gonna suck fighting these guys. On the other, I can't wait to stuff my mice in that plate and give one of my colonists that bow. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. I defeated Cliff with a strategy I like to call the trees speak Mousekinese, and I killed Deke by standing really far away and just shooting at him. And yes, I am using the mod that makes apparel not get tainted unless the wearer is rotten. I hate that mechanic in this game, and I will die on this hill. To commemorate my triumph over House Hess, I decided to grace my mice with a kitchen. But that's not enough. We need more than just a place to cook and store our meals. This world is full of filth, monsters, and undesirables. We must bless and sanctify our bounty in the name of Valerian, lest we fall prey to whatever malady has befallen this world. And also, I'm just getting really goddamn tired of the game screaming at me that I need a priest. Any one of you asshats could have stepped up and volunteered from the beginning. You only need a pair of eyes to read from the Bible, boys and girls. I know most of you are probably illiterate, but in the words of a great philosopher,
it's the Bible, you get credit for trying.
I think I'm gonna leave this here. Will my mice manage to get the chaotic tavern up and running? Will they survive this dark, wretched world? Or will I fail as I often do? Only time will tell. Thank you all so much for watching. You can watch me play this live on Twitch at 6 p.m. Eastern. A huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon and to the amazing creator of this mod. I have a link down in the description for it. Thank you all again, and I'll see you all next time.